Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Someone has to be an ostrich in order to ignore the realities, and the realities are as follows. The Russians started their massive offensive, the spring offensive, in celebration or anniversary or whatever you want to call it, of 1 year since the invasion special operation started. And today we had another Russian massive missile attack on Ukraine. There are some interesting developments on this attack. The Russians, as you know, click, told by these weasels in the free world and free mass media, ran out of missiles. They're kind of like done. It's like, you know, when you drive a car and the fuel tank is low, the low fuel light turns on. Russians have been driving on the low fuel tank for about, I don't know, 8 months, if we are to believe Ben Wallace, the Minister of Defense of UK, and other weasels. But anyway, what do you want to do? This is a war, and in war they all lie, more or less. So what happened with this massive attack? Remember, they said, the free media, excuse me, said that the Russians are incapable of conducting new massive missile attacks. This is per Ben Wallace. Check a video on the 24th of December that I made, 2022, when he made these statements. And since then, Russians, I think they did it on 26th of December, 29th of December, something like this in January, and here we are in February. So, okay, because those guys found weapons of mass destruction so far. So let's get going with this article. I got about 4 articles, and I will go from wide to, how to call it, tight. I couldn't find another synonym here. Ukrainska Pravda. This is the title. Ukrainian soldiers destroy 61 out of 71 Russian cruise missiles. Okay, there were not only 71, but this is one of the articles. So that's a good rating right there. 61, 71, what, about 85 or something? 85%. This comes from February 10th, 2023, which is today, Friday. Ukrainian defenders shot down 61 out of 71 cruise missiles as well as 5 UAVs on the evening of 9 February and the morning of 10th of February. In total, Russia launched 106 missiles and 7 drones on Ukraine during this period. So the Russians are consistent. I said this and I will keep saying it. They are consistent in their good times or in bad times. You know, when you get married, you know, in good times or in bad times or whatever, not really bad times, but however they say it. So the same here. In good times or bad times, the Russians are consistent. They go with 106, 89, around that area. 96, 110 missiles. In this case, 106 is the magic number. The source is Valery Zaluzhny, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, on Telegram. And I'm quoting, the Russians, launched 71 cruise missiles. Now it's 43 Kh-101, Kh-555, and 28 caliber, as well as up to 35 S-300 missiles from 21:50, which is 9:50 p.m. on 9 February to 12 o'clock midnight on 10th of February. Moreover, the enemy used 7 Shahed attack UAVs, those evil Iranian drones. The armed forces of Ukraine and other parts of the defense forces have destroyed 61 cruise missiles and 5 drones of the enemy. Again, Zaluzhny, we got some details here, has reported that airstrikes and missile strikes were delivered from Tupolev 95 strategic bomber jets from the Caspian Sea, Volgodonsk, and missile carriers in the Black Sea. Hey, wait a second, that can't be possible. About 3 days ago, the Ukrainians, which, you know, they tell the truth all the time, not that the Russians are telling the truth all the time, but I don't have to do all these freaking disclosures all the time. They said that due to the stormy, not waters, stormy weather in in the Black Sea. There's no ships. All the Russian ships are docked, you know, like hyenas in Sevastopol, somewhere on the little harbor over there. That was about 2 days ago. All of a sudden, look at them. They show up. What happened with that storm? Passed. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to make a video on that one. I said, well, it's too, you know, when it stinks too strong. The stench is too strong. I said, I'm gonna wait for it. It's BS. Smells like not BS, big time BS. So all right, I spared you, and my time as well. So let's go and see here. So they started missile carriers in the Black Sea. I didn't even know they have them. They brought them in. They took them out. Who can keep track with the Ukrainian reporting here? Now, S-300 anti-aircraft missiles were launched from Belgorod, this time Oblast, and the temporarily occupied territory of Zaporozhye Oblast, near the city of Tomak. Now, Belgorod is northwest, is usually where the Ukrainians are hitting the areas over there in Belgorod. It's on Russian territory by, I think it's Sumy Oblast is over there. Sumy Oblast, Belgorod, or if not, is what, Kharkiv, whatever it is over there. Belgorod, Sumy, I think they share the border. Background: an air raid siren sounded through all Ukrainian oblasts on the morning on 10 of February. Yeah, they did, and good job, right? Various oblast military administrations have reported that air defense was activated in their respective regions, and that three were strikes of Ukrainian missiles on infrastructure facility. Okay, we got that. They kill only civilian infrastructure. We got that. Okay, let's get to something else. I mean, it's irritating already whenever these guys say every article has that in there. And even if the Russians are doing it, which it's kind of an achievement, you know, they somehow miss the military targets, and they never miss, exaggeration, the civilians. Always. There's no article, escaping this mentioning of, oh my God, they killed civilians. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happens, but at that rating, why would you say that? To make a point, and the point is the Russians are targeting only civilians because they're terrorists, right? Yes. And evil people, yes. Okay, we got that point. Can we move on now? No, we can't, because there are weasels in the audience, and weasels have an attention span of about 3 minutes. So that's why they have to repeat it all the time. So anyway, Maxim Marchenko, head of the Odessa Oblast Military Administration, has stated that air defenses units shot down 13 missiles over Odessa Oblast. And we have this article here from Ukrainska Pravda. 3 missiles shot down over Odessa Oblast and 10 over Kiev. Who? 10 February, pop. Let's go back to the initial article here. Mayor of Kiev has said that 10 Russian missiles were shot down over the capital. Bum. All right, let's go back here. Air defense units have shot down 4 missiles in Kryvyi Rih district in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, 3 of them directly over the city of Kryvyi Rih. Herman Halushenko, Minister of Energy. I thought you were dismissed, Halushenko. What's going on with you? Minister of Energy of Ukraine has reported that Russian forces hit energy infrastructure facilities in 6 regions. Emergency power shutdowns are implemented. The situation in Zaporozhye, Kharkiv, and Khmelnytsky Oblast is the most difficult. Okay. And again, previously, Ukrainian air defense units have destroyed 25 out of 38 Russian missiles of various types during the previous large-scale missile attack on Ukraine. When did that occur, boy? All right, so let's go back here. They say Ukrinform gives us the information, on Friday, 10 February 2023. I think this is Ignat already. I know them by weasel faces. Russians fired record number of S-300 missiles at Ukraine overnight. Air Force spokesman. I don't know, maybe it's not Ignat, but let's see. Yuri, what's going on, Yuri? Russian troops fired a record number of S-300 missiles at Ukraine last night, including up to 35 at the Zaporozhye and Kharkiv regions. Ukrainian Air Force spokesman, he identifies as a man, Yuri Ignat said this on Ukrainian television on Friday, according to an Ukrinform correspondent. And let's see what Ignat said. I'm quoting, the Russians fired up to 35 anti-aircraft missiles at the Zaporozhye and Kharkiv regions at night, in the middle of the night, right? This was probably a record strike. Oh my. They used these weapons as terror. I told you guys. Where we shoot down enemy missiles using S-300s, Russia launches them S-300s into densely populated cities. Those terrorists. And the further away the launch site of these missiles is located, the more imprecisely they hit potential enemy targets, Ignat said. All right, he added that Ukraine has every right to retaliate and destroy the launchers wherever they are located. I agree with you 100%. Our fighter jets hit these anti-aircraft missile systems with HARM anti-radar missiles every day. But for now, this is not enough. We need more powerful weapons and an adequate response to the enemy who is terrorizing civilians. End quote. Well, stop the war. Stop the war. So this one is from Ukrinform. Russia recent attack. Missile fire from 8 aircraft, 3 warships. So here we go with all this. And the last one here. 13 missiles shot down over Odessa Oblast and 10 over Kiev. So here I am, like a hurricane. So this is what's going on. The Russians somehow, I know, pulled some missiles out of their asses and were capable to hit only civilians and the civilian infrastructure, and they destroyed only electricity, and all that. So they terrorized the Ukrainian civilians because they're terrorists, not the military. Military was like, hey, I'm here, I'm here. Where are they going? To hit civilians. If not, okay, Yuri, I got it. Yeah, all right. So that's how the story goes. As I said, I don't deny this happens, shooting civilians, which is awful, obviously, but not to the extent these guys. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that the Russians are winning only by, or advancing only by killing civilians. Anyway, but if they want to report that way, which I understand their motives, because they're in a war, and they're not going to say, well, they kind of hit our military and we are, no, time out. No, they don't say that. No, they just shot and use our chests, and all the bullets, bang, bang, ricocheted out of it. Well, anyway, a new massive attack from the Russian missile capabilities somehow, and this, together with the offensive in Luhansk and what's that? Donetsk Oblast, plus the attacks on Sumy last night, about 100 times on Sumy, which is north. I don't know. Shit hit the fan, I guess. But I got some more information on some missiles that hit some other targets that might trigger some weasels to open their mouths in the next video. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.